What's going on, everybody? Efren Reyes here, Real Expert Consulting. And up next, we're still talking banking, and we're going to go ahead and figure out and decode what are the best questions you should be asking your mortgage officers when you're shopping for a loan. What's going on, everybody? Last week we were talking about what we needed to get pre-approved for a mortgage, and if you didn't see that video, you can go ahead and go to that card right there and make sure you watch that video to get up to speed. But today we're going to go ahead and answer, right, the question, what are the questions I should be asking lenders if I'm shopping? I get this question all the time. I said too many questions already, right? Well, let's get to it. Number one, I would say, out of filtering and doing a lot of research and just from experience overall, I kind of like narrowed it down to 8 questions that you should be asking your lenders. And the first one would be, what type of loan is best for me? And again, why that's important is because many of our home purchases might differ, right? Or the style of homes and different types, whether it's condos, single family, or here in New York City, vary the type of financing permitted. So asking that question with what you intend on acquiring is very important. But above and beyond that, that means different lending tools they might have, or packages, or programs, right? There are so many different options. It's not just one size fits all. So that's a good question to go ahead and ask. Number 2, and this is probably one of my favorite ones, do I qualify for any down payment assistance? Whether it's a big bank or mortgage broker, you might be able to ask that question, and depending on the time of year and whatever promotions they might be running, yeah, you might qualify. But there are also programs here in New York City specifically that offer down payment assistance. Programs like Sonima, you've got the NACA program, you've got so many other things that aid with down payment assistance. But as I said last week, and I will always say it, with every good, there is a bad. So read in between the lines and see if it fits your needs, whether it's at the moment or how you can kind of predict or foresee what it's going to look like down the line. Because life changes and your circumstance changes all the time. So just be wary of all those things. But overall, down payment assistance programs, I've worked with them, and they've served my clients great. And yeah, I don't have anything bad to say. I just say, do your own research. It's your own due diligence. Go ahead and be assertive about this acquisition. Number 3, what interest rates am I looking at? Yeah, that's that simple. All right, tied up with number 3, it would be 4. What is my APR? Essentially, you're going ahead and you're financing 3 parts. You've got your down payment and your closing costs, right? You've got your down payment, you've got your principal interest, and then you've got your APR. Now, that can go ahead and fluctuate, and the way the amortization of your loan looks is all contingent upon the APR that you're given. Sometimes the scales have to balance, right? And sometimes you get in very low, but your APR might be higher, or the opposite, right? And it's just about finding middle ground, and it's better for you to go ahead and look at the numbers and see if they're digestible for you and your family, and if you have any pay increases. And sometimes the higher APR might not do much for you. And there's other finance techniques where you can go ahead and pay down and get closer to the principal. But I'm not going to teach that on this video. But yeah, it's, again, I'm just trying to go ahead and give you plant little seeds so that you can go ahead and do your research on these matters. But there's ways around it, but make sure that you're comparing these things and analyze what's best for you and your family. 5, do you charge for a rate lock-in? Do you offer extensions? And at what rate? How much? How many times? Are they unlimited? Those are questions that you should be asking indefinitely. Just this past 2020, I've, on a few deals, it's cost clients a fortune, so to speak. But again, they knew the risks, and then others chose to pay more on their lender, but had kind of unlimited extensions for their rate lock. So different things, different programs, different offerings, different finances. You just got to make the choice best for you. 6, and this right here sort of kind of blindsides people, and it makes them feel like they were kind of taken advantage of because they really truly never ask. Is there any origination fee, right? And that origination fee can hit you harder when you don't know it was even something you had to pay for. So asking that up front is, again, you're gonna assert yourself, you're gonna find out exactly what and over-prepare yourself. I think being over-prepared is far better in this circumstance when you're dishing out a lot of money than being under-prepared, for sure. 7, and back to that point of knowing exactly what you're paying out, what exactly are my closing costs? What are, and what closing costs are in addition to what I'm looking at now? Is there any surprises, you know, and is there anything that you can share with me right now? Again, get that number, because that number should be what you see if you do decide to move forward with them at the end. And again, the last one, we've made it. It's my favorite because I'm so customer service centric. My clients and I, we have something called Talking Tuesdays, and we're just simply checking in. Whether we're in a deal or not, it's just, you know, probably checking, you know, talking about the weather or seeing the game last night, or is just checking in. And on number 8, I would say, how often am I going to be updated throughout the loan process? That right there is a huge benefit to you because, again, this is a high stress. You've got your job, you've got school, you've got the kids, you've got the dog. You're just going ahead and consumed with so much that the last thing you want to be is blindsided that there was a hiccup on the financing side. So just being constantly updated is going to give you the reassurance you and your family need to know that everything's running smoothly. Not if you agree, right? I agree. It is very important and very essential that you find out all these 8 things. That's my list. If this video offered you any value whatsoever, make sure you smash the like button. Definitely subscribe. Share it with a friend or a coworker. And most of all, be well. Ethan Reyes here, signing off. See you next week.